Hey everyone, welcome back to the BS Coins world. If you're a coin enthusiast, a collector, or just curious about rare finds, you're in for a treat today. In this video, we're diving into a coin that has taken the numismatic world by storm, the 2006 D Mint Mark dime, with a shocking current market value of $1 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1 million. Stay tuned as we uncover why this dime is so valuable, how you can spot one in your own collection, and what makes it so special. Before we get into why this dime is worth a small fortune, let's take a step back and talk about what a dime is and why this particular 2006 D Mint Mark dime stands out. A standard dime is a 10-cent coin produced by the U.S. Mint, and its design has remained largely unchanged for decades. The obverse features Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, and the reverse shows a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. Now, you may be wondering, how could a regular dime from 2006 be worth $1 million? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore. First, let's quickly touch on how coins are made. The U.S. Mint has several branches, and the one in Denver is responsible for minting coins with the D Mint mark. Typically, a mint mark is used to indicate where a coin was produced. Most of the coins we see, including dimes, are mass-produced and circulate through the economy without much fanfare, but sometimes, something unusual happens during the minting process. A mistake, an error, or a rare circumstance can make a coin incredibly valuable. In the case of the 2006 D Mint Mark dime, a special, rare variety of this coin was released into circulation, and this is what makes it so valuable. It has an extremely unique feature that separates it from the rest. Now, here's where things get really interesting. The coin we're talking about is a 2006 D dime, but what sets it apart is a significant minting error. Some of these dimes were struck with a double die obverse. This means that during the minting process, the die was misaligned, causing the features on the coin, especially the letters and numbers, to appear doubled. This is a mistake that happened when the die was overused or improperly aligned, but not every 2006 D dime has this error, which is what makes the ones that do so rare. And that rarity is the reason why one of these dimes was recently sold at auction for $1 million. So, how can you tell if you have one of these valuable dimes? It's all about spotting the double die error. Look at the Liberty inscription. On a normal dime, the letters will be sharp and clear. But on the double die error dime, you'll see a noticeable doubling effect on the L and I, with a slight offset. Check the date, the 2006 date will appear slightly doubled as well, so look closely at the numbers. If you see a doubling effect, you might have a winner. Examine the mint mark, the D mint mark will also show signs of doubling. This is a subtle but important detail. Remember, it's essential to examine your coin under magnification. A good magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe will help you catch those tiny details. Now, let's talk about how this dime became a $1 million coin. In 2023, a collector discovered a 2006 D dime with the double die error in a collection of coins. They decided to send it to a professional grading service, where it was authenticated and graded as a gem-quality coin with the error clearly visible. The rarity of this coin, combined with its near-perfect condition, led to a frenzy among collectors, and it was auctioned off for an astonishing $1 million. This story has made headlines across the numismatic world and has drawn attention to the possibility of other rare coins hiding in plain sight. So, let's say you find one of these rare 2006 D dimes, what should you do next? First, it's important to have it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. This ensures that you're getting an accurate evaluation of the coin's value and condition. Once authenticated and graded, you can choose to sell it through an auction house, a coin dealer, or even online marketplaces. Just make sure that you're working with reputable professionals to avoid scams or undervaluation. Now that you know about the 2006 D Mint Mark dime, you might be wondering if there are other coins out there with similar value. The answer is yes. There are many rare and valuable coins to look out for, including the 1913 Liberty Head nickel, the 1943 copper penny, the 1955 double die penny, the 1893 S Morgan dollar. If you're a coin collector, always keep an eye out for rare minting errors or unusual features. These can make your coins incredibly valuable, even if they don't look all that special at first glance. To wrap things up, the 2006 D Mint Mark dime with the double die error is a shining example of how even the most ordinary coins can become extraordinary with just the right mistake. If you happen to come across one of these dimes, you could be holding onto a small fortune. So, always keep an eye on your change, and never underestimate the value of a coin, no matter how small. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subs. We're diving into something really special, a coin that could potentially be worth over $1 million. Sounds crazy, right? But it's true. We're talking about the 1976 No Mint Mark dime. That's right, a simple dime could be worth a whopping $1.1 million today. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know why this coin is so valuable and how to identify if you have one in your collection. Now, I know many of you out there might be thinking, it's just a dime. But this particular 1976 No Mint Mark dime is a rare and valuable piece of history. So, let's break it down step by step, starting with some background on dimes and what makes this specific coin so unique. First things first, what's a mint mark? Well, mint marks are small letters that you typically find on coins. They tell you where the coin was minted, whether it's in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. In most years, you'll see a D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or sometimes no mark at all, indicating it was made in Philadelphia. But in 1976, something unusual happened. In 1976, the U.S. Mint was preparing for the country's bicentennial, a huge milestone, celebrating 200 years of independence. To mark the occasion, they issued special commemorative coins. Most of these coins had mint marks, but a small number of 1,976 dimes were mistakenly struck without any mint marks at all. This was an oversight by the U.S. Mint, and when people realized it, well, the coin world went wild. At first glance, the 1976 dime looks like your average dime. It features the familiar portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, along with the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." But here's where things get interesting. When you take a closer look, you might notice that there's no mint mark. And that, my friends, is what makes this coin so special. So, why is a missing mint mark such a big deal? Well, mint marks are crucial because they tell us exactly where and how many of each coin were made. Without that mint mark, this 1976 dime becomes one of the rarest coins in circulation, with only a handful of them known to exist today. And because of this rarity, its value skyrocketed. How much is a 1976 No Mint Mark dime worth? As of today, a well-preserved version of this coin could fetch as much as $1.1 million at auction. Yes, you heard that right, $1.1 million. So, what makes this coin worth so much money? It all comes down to its rarity and the fact that only a small number of these coins were made by mistake. Over the years, there have been a few notable auctions where 1976 No Mint Mark dimes were sold for extraordinary amounts. For instance, one coin sold for nearly $1 million in 2021. And it's not just the money that makes these coins so fascinating, it's the story behind them, the historical significance, and the error that makes them a collector's dream. So, how do you know if you have one of these $1 million dimes? Well, the first step is to check your 1976 dimes. Look for the absence of a mint mark under the date on the coin. If there's no letter D, S, or any mint mark there, you could be holding onto something really special. Take a look at this side by side. On the left, you've got your typical 1976 dime with a mint mark. And on the right, you've got the elusive 1976 No Mint Mark dime. It's subtle, but that lack of a mint mark can make all the difference in the world. Now, before you get too excited, not every 1976 No Mint Mark dime is worth a fortune. The coin's value depends on its condition. A coin that's in mint or near mint condition will be worth far more than one that's worn down or damaged. So, make sure you're looking at your dimes carefully, and if you find one in great condition, it could be time to get it appraised by a professional. We're diving deep into one of the most mysterious and valuable coins out there, the 1974 mint mark dime. You've probably heard a little about it, but what's the real story behind this coin? And why has it skyrocketed in value to an unbelievable $1.2 million? Well, let's find out. Let's start by breaking down exactly what makes the 1974 dime so special. The 1974 is a regular issue coin, meaning it was minted as part of the United States standard production of dimes. But here's where things get interesting. In 1974, the U.S. Mint produced dimes at the Denver Mint, marked with the D mint mark. However, it wasn't just any ordinary dime, this one had a huge flaw. Normally, coins are struck with a precise design, but for a select few of these 1974 dimes, a rare mistake occurred. This error, known as the 1974 dime off-center error, made certain dimes unique. Instead of being properly aligned, some dimes were struck slightly off-center, leaving them with an unusual appearance, something collectors and investors dream about. So, what makes this off-center error so valuable? Well, let me take you back to the basics of coin collecting. In the world of numismatics, there are several factors that determine a coin's value: rarity, condition, and demand. And when it comes to error coins like the 1974 dime, rarity is king. Now, this coin wasn't produced in large numbers, only a small percentage of the 1974 dimes were struck with this off-center error. And because error coins like these are often misidentified or overlooked by the average person, they tend to remain hidden in collections or passed by unnoticed. Fast forward to today, and the 1974 off-center dimes that have survived the test of time are now incredibly valuable. They're considered highly desirable by collectors due to their rarity and the historical aspect of the error. Plus, the appeal of owning a coin that's fundamentally flawed, yet still perfectly legal tender, gives it that special allure. So why are these dimes worth $1.2 million? You might be wondering, how does a simple 10-cent coin get to that price? Well, in 2019, one of these rare 1974 dimes sold for an astonishing $1.2 million at an auction. Now, don't expect every 1974 dime to be worth that much. The value is primarily based on the coin's condition and the extent of the error. In this case, the coin was in pristine condition, graded by professional organizations like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, which ensured it was recognized as one of the most perfect specimens of its kind. This impeccable condition, along with the fact that it was a historical error coin, made it incredibly valuable to collectors who were willing to pay top dollar. Imagine holding a coin that was once worth only 10 cents, but now, because of that tiny flaw, it could be worth over $1 million. It's crazy, right? Alright, so you're probably wondering, how can you tell if you've got one of these $1 million dimes in your collection? Well, there are a few key things to look for. First, check the mint mark. The D mint mark will be on the reverse side of the coin. If it's slightly off-center, or if the design appears distorted, you might be holding an error coin. Next, examine the coin's overall alignment. If the strike is misaligned, this could be an indication of the off-center error. Now, remember that the off-center error doesn't have to be drastic. Even a slight misalignment can increase the value significantly. But don't just rely on your eyes. If you suspect you have a rare 1974 dime, getting it professionally graded is always a good idea. Now, if you're thinking about finding one of these rare dimes, there are a few places to look. You can check out old coin jars or inheritances, or browse through estate sales, flea markets, or local coin shops. Sometimes, people unknowingly let these error coins slip through their hands. Lurie diving into something truly incredible, the 1966 no mint mark dime, which has recently been valued at a whopping $1.3 million. That's right, you could be holding a small fortune in the palm of your hand, and you might not even know it. So, if you're into coins or just curious about how such a valuable dime came to be, stay tuned, because we're about to break down everything you need to know. First, let's set the stage with a bit of background on the 1966 dime. The dime, which is part of the U.S. Mint's iconic coinage series, was introduced back in 1946 and featured Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, designed by John R. Sinek. However, the 1966 dime had something a bit unusual. It was struck in the usual year, but here's where it gets interesting: no mint mark. Yes, you heard that right. There was a period when some 1966 dimes were minted without the expected D or S mint marks. For most coin collectors, the presence of a mint mark means the coin was minted at a specific location. The Denver Mint uses the D, and the San Francisco Mint uses the S, but here's the thing: the 1966 dimes were only supposed to be produced at two locations, Philadelphia and Denver. So, the absence of a mint mark on some of them sparked curiosity and confusion. Now, you might be wondering, why is this missing mint mark such a big deal? Well, the truth is, it's extremely rare. In fact, only a handful of 1966 dimes were ever found without a mint mark, and the fact that they didn't fit into the usual pattern of U.S. coinage production makes them a true anomaly in the coin collecting world. Historians and numismatists believe that this could have been a mistake or an error during the minting process. Perhaps the die used to stamp the coins was damaged or overlooked, causing it to strike the dimes without the mint mark. Whether it was a small accident or something more, the result was a coin unlike any other, one that immediately caught the eye of collectors. Now, you might be wondering, what makes this dime so valuable? A coin that originally had a face value of just 10 cents is now valued at over $1.3 million. So, how did this happen? Over the years, coin collectors have discovered the rarity of these 1966 dimes. They are so rare that they've become one of the most coveted coins in modern numismatics. The rarity, combined with the growing interest in rare coin finds, led to this dime's astronomical market value. In fact, one of these rare dimes was auctioned for $1.3 million at a major numismatic auction a few years ago. This set off a frenzy among collectors who now actively seek out these elusive coins, hoping to find one hiding in a collection or even in their spare change. Okay, so how can you spot a 1966 no mint mark dime? First, it's important to note that you're not going to find this rare coin in every coin jar or in circulation, but it's still possible. To identify the 1966 no mint mark dime, start by checking the obverse side, where Roosevelt's portrait is located. Look closely for the absence of a mint mark between the "In God We Trust" and the date. If there's no mint mark there, you've got something special. Be sure to inspect the edges and details of the coin too. The 1966 dimes are often well worn, but even in a less than perfect state, they can still be worth a significant amount if they're the right kind. Now, if you're new to coin collecting, you may be wondering what makes one coin worth so much while another is only worth its face value. There are a few factors at play when it comes to determining a coin's value. First, rarity: how many of these coins exist in the world today? Second, condition: coins in mint condition are worth more than worn-down ones. And third, demand: how many collectors are actively seeking this specific coin? In the case of the 1966 no mint mark dime, all of these factors align perfectly to make it a high-value treasure. While we're on the topic of rare dimes, let me share a few other coins you might want to keep an eye out for. Coins like the 1916 Mercury dime, the 1937 D three-legged buffalo nickel, and even the 1955 double-die penny are all extremely valuable in the right condition. If you're just starting out in coin collecting, consider these coins as well when you're browsing your collections or digging through old change. Now, if you think you found a rare 1966 no mint mark dime or any other valuable coin, it's important to get it professionally valued. A certified coin expert or numismatist can accurately determine its value and give you tips on how to preserve it. You might want to consider getting your coin graded by services like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, as these certifications can increase the value even more. So, there you have it, the fascinating story of the 1966 no-mint mark dime, a coin that's now worth over $1.3 million. If you've got one of these rare finds in your collection, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. Don't forget to keep checking your spare change, you never know when you'll come across the next big treasure. Thanks for tuning in today. If you enjoyed learning about this rare coin, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another coin discovery. And if you think you found a rare coin, drop a comment below or reach out to me, let's chat about it. We've got a real treat for you. We're diving into something that many coin collectors and enthusiasts might not even realize exists, a hidden treasure that could be sitting right in your pocket. I'm talking about the 2014 P Mint Mark I dime coin. If you're wondering what makes this coin so special, stick around because, by the end of this video, you might just want to check your change for one of these valuable gems, and yes, you heard it right, it could be worth up to $1.4 million. Let's get started. Cut to a close-up of a 2014 P Mint Mark dime. Now, before we dive into the staggering market value of this coin, let's take a moment to understand what makes this dime unique and what you need to look for to spot one in your collection. Host stands next to a display of various coins. In 2014, the United States Mint produced a regular series of dimes with the standard design featuring Franklin D. Roosevelt on the front. Nothing unusual, right? That's because for most of these dimes, they're worth just 10 cents. But there's one key factor that makes a specific subset of these dimes worth millions, and it has to do with the mint mark. Mint marks are small letters on coins that indicate where they were produced. Most dimes from 2014 have a D mint mark, meaning they were minted in Denver. But here's the twist, a few special dimes were made with a P mint mark, indicating they were minted in Philadelphia. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, what's the big deal with the P mint mark? Don't they make plenty of those too? Well, here's where things get really interesting. Cut to a close-up of two dimes side by side, one with a P mint mark and one with a D mint mark. In 2014, the United States Mint didn't actually intend to release dimes with a P mint mark. This was a mistake. The production process for these coins was intended to strictly use D mint marks for dimes, but a small batch of dimes, only a few hundred, slipped through with the P mint mark. These mistakes, or what we call error coins, are incredibly rare, and their rarity is what makes them so valuable. So, what does this mean for you, the collector or casual coin enthusiast? Cut to a close-up of a stack of regular dimes. Normally, a dime is worth just 10 cents, as we all know. But when you have a 2014 P Mint Mark dime, things change dramatically. Due to the error in production, these dimes are now considered rare collectibles. And when they hit the market, they can fetch a premium. So, what's the big price tag? Well, let me tell you, these 2014 P Mint Mark dimes are currently valued at an incredible $1.4 million. Yes, that's right, $1.4 million for just one dime. The reason behind such a high value? The rarity of these error coins. Out of the millions of dimes minted in 2014, only a handful of these rare P Mint Mark dimes exist. Coin collectors know that these rare error coins can be worth a fortune, especially when they're in excellent condition. Host shows a picture of a well-preserved 2014 P Mint Mark dime. Let's talk condition, because that plays a huge role in determining the value of a coin. If you happen to find one of these dimes, the grade of its condition will make a massive difference. A well-preserved 2014 P Mint Mark dime in near mint or mint condition is going to bring in the highest prices. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, uncirculated coin. A higher grade means a higher value. The 2014 Mint Mark dime that reached the $1.4 million mark was graded as a perfect specimen, and that rarity is what led to such a high valuation. You get too excited and start rummaging through your coin jar. It's important to know that not every 2014 Mint Mark dime is worth a fortune. The vast majority of these coins are worth only a few dollars, if that, depending on their condition. The real treasure lies in finding one that's in exceptional shape. If you think you found one of these rare dimes, it's essential to get it evaluated by a professional coin dealer or an expert. They can assess its condition, and if it's in the right grade, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Now, how do you go about finding one of these rare coins? Well, like any treasure hunt, it requires a bit of patience, some knowledge, and, of course, a little bit of luck. Keep an eye out for coins minted in 2014 with that P mint mark. You can check your pocket change, coin rolls, or even coins that you find in older collections. But be careful. Some people try to make fake versions of error coins, so it's always a good idea to have an expert help you authenticate the coin before you make any big decisions. At the end of the day, whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, finding a rare coin like the 2014 Mint Mark dime can be a life-changing discovery. Who knows, maybe you'll be the next lucky person to come across one of these elusive, multi-million-dollar treasures. In the world of coin collecting, rare errors like this are highly coveted, and they've been known to spark bidding wars between passionate collectors who want to add them to their prized collections. So, what do you think? Could you have a 2014 Mint Mark dime sitting in your change jar right now? Or maybe you've got one of these treasures sitting in an old coin collection you've inherited. Only time will tell. But with a bit of knowledge, a lot of attention to detail, and a little bit of luck, you might just find that golden ticket. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on rare coins, collectibles, and more treasure hunts, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for notifications. And, as always, if you have any rare coins you've discovered or questions about the coin world, drop them in the comments below. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of coin collecting, and one of the most mind-blowing finds in recent memory, the 2005 Mint Mark dime. If you're holding on to a 2005 dime, you could be in for a surprising value worth as much as $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right. This seemingly ordinary dime could be worth more than you ever imagined, but the story behind it is even more incredible. Welcome back, folks. For those of you new to the channel, I'm James, and today we're going to talk about something that might just change the way you look at your spare change. We're going to explore the 2005 Mint Mark dime, a coin that might be worth much more than just 10 cents, potentially up to $1.5 million. Now, before you get too excited, let's break this down. The 2005 Mint Mark dime, like many other coins, is typically worth just its face value, 10 cents. But there's a rare anomaly in this coin that has caught the attention of collectors and investors alike. And that's where the magic lies. You see, the 2005 dime, made at the Denver Mint, usually has a simple design. But a rare variety has been discovered, one that has led to some incredible stories in the coin world. A small mistake, or perhaps a series of them, during the minting process has made certain 2005 dimes extremely valuable. Minting errors are one of the key factors that make certain coins more valuable. During the minting process, mistakes can occur, anything from double dies to off-center strikes, or even missing features. For the 2005 dime, the error we're looking for is a coin with a rare die, crack, or some other unique feature that makes it stand out from the rest. So, what exactly makes the 2005 Mint Mark dime so special? There have been reports of a double die error, where the die used to strike the coins was misaligned, creating a doubled image on the coin. This can happen during the minting process and is relatively rare, but when it does happen, it can make the coin incredibly valuable. And that's where the story gets even more interesting. Some of these error dimes have sold for astronomical prices. In fact, One of these rare 2005 D-era dimes recently sold for over $1.5 million at auction. Can you imagine? A simple dime, a coin that you might find in your pocket or a roll from the bank, being worth millions of dollars. Now, I know what you're thinking: how can I tell if my 2005 D dime is worth that much? Well, that's exactly what we're going to get into next. Let's talk about how to identify this rare coin and what you should do if you think you have one. First, examine the coin carefully. Look for any signs of error, like a doubled die. Hold it up to the light and check for doubling in the digits of the year or the mint mark. Sometimes, the error is subtle, and it might take a keen eye to notice. Pay attention to any extra lines, especially around the date, the letters, or the rim of the coin. Here's an example of what a doubled die might look like. Notice how the date seems to be duplicated? That's the hallmark of this error. It's not something you'd see every day, but when you do, it could make your coin worth a small fortune. If you believe you found one of these rare 2005 D-era dimes, it's important to get it properly appraised. You can take it to a reputable coin dealer, or even submit it to a professional grading service like the PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, to verify its authenticity. Having a professional grade your coin can not only confirm its rarity but also significantly increase its market value. Once authenticated, the coin can be sold through an auction house or directly to a collector who's looking for that very rare dime to add to their collection. Now, let's talk about the market for rare coins and how the value of these 2005 D dimes can fluctuate. It's important to remember that the coin market is unpredictable. The price can depend on factors like the coin's condition, the rarity of the error, and even how much interest there is from collectors at any given time. Over the past few years, coins with these types of errors have seen sharp price increases. As more people discover these rarities, demand can rise, pushing the value higher. But as with any collectible, the market can change, and prices might dip, so it's important to keep an eye on trends and auction results. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just someone looking through your change jar, the 2005 D Mint Mark dime is a reminder that there's more to our everyday coins than meets the eye. And with a little knowledge and a bit of luck, you could find yourself holding onto a piece of numismatic history worth far more than 10 cents. So, before you toss that old coin in the jar or spend it at the store, take a second to look it over. You might just be holding on to something worth far more than you think. Thanks for watching today's video, everyone. I hope you found this little coin treasure hunt as fascinating as I did. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay up to date on all our latest content.
We're going to talk about an extremely rare and valuable dime, the 2010 D Mint Mark I dime coin. What makes this particular coin so special? Well, believe it or not, this humble dime could be worth up to $1.6 million. Stick with me as we explore the fascinating story behind this coin, its unique features, and how you might find one yourself. But before we dive into the specifics, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications, so you don't miss any future videos on rare and valuable coins. Let's first start with the basics. In 2010, the U.S. Mint produced millions of dimes, like it does every year. However, one specific error in the production process led to the creation of a rare variety, the 2010 D Mint Mark I dime coin. Normally, these dimes are worth 10 cents, but the 2010 D Mint Mark I dime coin features an error that makes it one of the most sought-after pieces in modern numismatics. Now, you might be wondering, what's so special about this particular dime? Well, it all comes down to a rare mistake made during the minting process. Most dimes produced in 2010 have the standard markings and features you'd expect: a clear mint mark, a distinct image of Franklin D. Roosevelt, and clean lines. But in a very limited number of cases, the mint mark was incorrectly placed, or rather, missing entirely. In some cases, the D Mint mark was improperly stamped or misplaced. Now, let's talk about how this error occurred. The 2010 D-Mint Mark I dime coin is believed to have been the result of a die clash, which is an error in the coin dies. Dies are the tools used by the mint to stamp designs onto coins. When two dies accidentally collide, it can cause imperfections in the stamping process, leading to distorted or misplaced mint marks. In the case of the 2010 D-Mint Mark I dime, there were some coins that ended up with the D-Mint mark faint or improperly placed, sometimes partially visible or not at all. Now, I know what you're really curious about. Why is this coin worth $1.6 million? That's an astronomical amount for a dime, right? Well, the answer lies in the rarity of the coin and the error itself. Only a few dozen of these error coins are believed to exist, and the demand among collectors is enormous. Due to the scarcity of these dimes, and the fact that they are linked to a significant minting mistake, their value skyrocketed. At auctions, these rare dimes have sold for over $1 million each. The most notable sale occurred in 2021, when one of these rare dimes was auctioned for a staggering $1.6 million. This isn't just any dime, it's a piece of history, and that makes it incredibly valuable to collectors. Now, you might be wondering, how can you identify one of these error dimes if you come across one in your own coin collection or in your change? It's actually simpler than you might think, but it requires a keen eye for detail. The first thing to check is the mint mark, which should be located just below the date on the front of the coin. If you spot a D-Mint mark that's unclear, faded, or placed incorrectly, you might have an error coin on your hands. In some cases, you might find the mint mark is completely missing. Next, look for any signs of a die clash. A die clash typically leaves marks or imprints on the coin that don't belong there. These can be faint and hard to spot, but any irregularity around the mint mark could indicate a potential error. As with all coins, the condition is extremely important. The best value is given to those in mint condition, meaning the coin is as close to brand new as possible, without scratches or wear. A well-preserved dime with this error is more likely to fetch a higher price at auction. If you think you've found the 2010 D-Mint Mark I dime coin, don't get too excited just yet. Here's what you should do next. First, ensure the coin is indeed an error. Examine the mint mark carefully and check for any die clash marks or other irregularities. If you believe you've found an error coin, take it to a professional coin dealer or get an appraisal from a certified numismatist. They'll help you confirm its authenticity and provide you with an estimate of its value. If you have a genuine 2010 D-Mint Mark I dime, you may want to consider selling it through an auction house that specializes in rare coins. Some of these error coins can go for six-figure prices, and if yours is in great condition, you could be looking at a life-changing windfall. To wrap up, the 2010 D-Mint Mark I dime coin is one of the most fascinating and valuable coins to have emerged in recent years. Thanks to a minting error and its incredible rarity, it's become a collector's dream and an investment worth millions. If you enjoyed learning about this rare coin, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with your fellow coin collectors. If you want more tips on spotting rare coins and learning about their value, make sure you subscribe to the BS. As always, thanks for watching and happy collecting. We're diving deep into one of the most remarkable stories in the world of numismatics. If you've ever wondered about hidden treasures in your pocket change, you're in for a treat. Today, we'll be talking about the 1997 D-Mint Mark I dime, a coin that could make you a millionaire. Yes, you heard that right, $1.7 million. So, grab your magnifying glasses, and let's explore this fascinating tale. To understand the significance of the 1997 D dime, we first need to explore the history of the U.S. dime. The dime, worth 10 cents, has been in circulation since 1796. Over the years, it's seen many designs and changes. But today, we're focusing on one specific year, 1997. In 1997, the U.S. Mint produced billions of dimes for circulation. But in the vast sea of dimes, there was a rare anomaly, one single dime that would capture the attention of collectors and investors alike. What makes this coin so special? It's a rare error coin, and that rare mistake could now be worth a fortune. To the untrained eye, the 1997 D dime may look like just another coin from the 1990s. But here's the twist. One dime in particular, struck at the Denver Mint, has a unique flaw, an error in its design. This error, which went unnoticed for years, has transformed this coin into one of the most coveted items for collectors. You see, most dimes from 1997 have a D Mint mark indicating they were produced at the Denver Mint. However, this particular dime has a strikingly different feature. The mint mark is positioned incorrectly, creating a distinctive look. This unique error caught the attention of some very knowledgeable collectors. Now, how did this 1997 D dime go from a simple coin to $1 million treasure? It all started when a sharp-eyed collector noticed the anomaly. At first, it seemed like just a tiny mistake. But over time, this flaw became more and more significant as numismatists began to realize how rare this particular error was. Upon further investigation, the coin was authenticated as an error coin, an extremely rare one. While errors are not entirely unheard of, this particular mistake was unlike any other seen before. The combination of factors that led to this coin being so rare made it a highly sought-after collectible. Now comes the exciting part, the auction. After the coin's rarity was confirmed, it made its way to auction. It didn't take long for collectors and investors to begin bidding fiercely. What was initially thought to be a modest coin suddenly became the centerpiece of one of the most dramatic bidding wars in recent memory. In a shocking turn of events, this 1997 D dime was sold for an incredible $1.7 million. That's right, $1.7 million for a single dime. This marked one of the highest prices ever paid for a U.S. coin error. But you may be asking, why is this coin worth so much? What makes it stand out in the world of numismatics? The truth is, coin values are influenced by a combination of factors. The rarity of the coin, its condition, and the historical significance of the error all play a role in determining its worth. Condition is everything in the coin world. Coins are graded based on their level of wear and tear. This coin was in near perfect condition, and that boosted its value considerably. But it's the rarity of this error, combined with the excitement and interest from collectors, that made it $1 million coin. So how can you tell if you have a rare coin like the 1997 D dime? First, always pay attention to mint marks. The mint mark tells you where the coin was produced, either the Denver Mint, D, the Philadelphia Mint, P, or other mints. Errors in minting, like the misplacement of the mint mark, can make a coin extremely valuable. Next, take a look at the overall condition of the coin. Look for any signs of wear or damage, as this can lower the coin's value. If you find a coin with a unique characteristic, don't throw it out. Get it appraised. You never know what hidden gems are waiting to be discovered. Coin collecting has been a hobby for centuries. Some collect coins because of their historical significance, others for the thrill of finding rare treasures. Whether you're new to the hobby or an experienced collector, remember that sometimes the most valuable coins are the ones that are hiding in plain sight. If you're just starting out, don't be intimidated by the world of coin collecting. Start small, learn the basics, and before you know it, you may have your very own collection of coins with surprising value. So, the next time you find yourself with some loose change, remember this incredible story of the 1997 D Mint mark dime. You never know, one day, you could discover a coin that will make you a fortune. Whether you're an avid collector or just curious, this rare coin story is a reminder that treasures are often closer than we think. Thanks for watching, And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more amazing stories. We've got an exciting topic for you coin collectors out there. You might be sitting on a hidden treasure without even knowing it. If you've got a 1989 P Mint Mark I dime in your collection, you could be holding something worth way more than you expected. We're going to dive into the history, rarity, and most importantly, the shocking market value of these coins. But first, if you enjoy learning about coins and their fascinating stories, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and ring the bell for notifications. Let's get started. Now, let's take a closer look at the 1989 P Mint Mark I dime. Most of us are familiar with dimes, and the 1989 P is often just seen as a regular coin from the 80s. But there's more to this coin than meets the eye. Let's break it down. When we talk about rare coins, the first thing we think about is a coin's mintage, or how many were produced. The 1989 P Mint Mark dime was part of a regular production run. But here's the kicker, it was produced in the millions. Over 800 million of these dimes were struck that year at the Philadelphia Mint. So why is this coin so valuable today? It all comes down to one thing, condition and rarity. In 1989, the United States Mint had a high production rate, so most of these dimes were spent, lost, or just faded away over time. But a few have survived in exceptional condition, making them highly sought after by collectors. This is where it gets interesting. You see, there are certain grades and conditions that make a coin rare, and one of the most crucial factors is the coin's grading. The highest possible grade is MS-70, which means it is in perfect condition with no visible flaws. Coins in this condition are extremely rare, and when one surfaces, the market takes notice. Grading a coin can sometimes be tricky, and it often takes a professional grading service to evaluate it properly. But for the 1989 P Mint Mark dime, the most valuable ones are those that have been graded at MS-68 or higher. Coins with this kind of grade are already worth significantly more than their face value of 10 cents. Now, the real jaw-dropper. The current market value for a 1989 P Mint Mark dime, graded MS-68 or higher, is sitting at around $1.8 million. Yes, you heard that right. $1.8 million for a coin worth just 10 cents when it was made. But why is it valued so high? The value comes down to a mix of rarity and demand. Coins in perfect condition, especially those that were struck in such large numbers, but survived in pristine form, are rare. And when a coin of such historical significance comes to the market, collectors and investors jump at the chance to own a piece of American history. These high-grade examples are not just rare, they're also incredibly hard to find. If you think your 1989 P Mint Mark dime could be one of these rare finds, let's talk about how you can check its condition. First, inspect the coin closely under good lighting, preferably with a magnifying glass. Look for signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration. High-grade coins will have sharp, clear details, especially on the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt and the torch on the reverse. Take a look at the coin's surface. If there are any visible imperfections, it's probably not going to be worth millions. However, if you've got a nearly flawless dime, it could be time to get it professionally graded to determine its market value. Now, some of you might be wondering, how do I get my coin graded, and is it worth the cost? That's a great question. There are several grading services available, with the most prominent being the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. Both services will assess your coin and assign it a grade based on its condition. Keep in mind that grading can be expensive, especially for high-value coins, so it's important to assess whether your dime is truly worth it. Grading fees typically range from $20 to $100 or more, depending on the service level and the value of your coin. But for a coin with the potential to be worth millions, it could be well worth the investment. So, let's recap. The 1989 P Mint Mark I dime, in pristine condition, can fetch up to $1.8 million in the right market. This incredible value is thanks to its rarity, condition, and the increasing demand for high-quality coins among collectors and investors. If you're lucky enough to find one of these rare dimes in your collection, don't rush to spend it. Take your time, inspect the coin carefully, and consider having it graded by a professional. You might just be sitting on a small fortune, and that dime could be more than just pocket change. And there you have it, the surprising story of the 1989 P Mint Mark dime and its potential to reach an incredible market value. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, share it with your fellow coin collectors, and subscribe to the channel for more coin tips and exciting discoveries. If you found a rare coin, tell us about it in the comments below.